Like, a Middle European joke, huh?
I'm sorry, huh?
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't have any feelings about it. You see, that happened a long time back. But now you know why my Tanda and my Talla, they are frameless. Okay? So, what is your name? Name. Oh. तुम्हारा नाम की पेरुमा से तुम्हारा नाम क्या है?
I'm Peter.
Oh, Peter. You see, I had forgotten to ask you. You know, I had forgotten to ask you. Actually, I had forgotten to ask you. But my name is Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
What is your name? I didn't register that.
Peter.
Yes. Peter. Okay. Hi. Okay. Okay. Peter.
Yeah.
Peter. Patrosa. Okay, sir. So tell me, what is the use of having a girl's picture in the picture frames, you know? I mean, I have 2 picture frames, you remember? And most of the ladies, I see them only once, you know? And most of them can't be caught in the same room with a camera. I wonder if it is sad. Pretty odd also.
Gone.
What?
Or thing.
Huh? No. I mean, I wonder if it is sad why I don't see the pretty ladies more than once, you see? But, see, the problem is I'm never able to have... How do I put that? Okay. I am never able to make love with somebody more than once. Once, that's it. Oh! No, I won't tell you that. Okay, I will tell you that also. You see, when I was 15, and I hanged my head in shame that, you know, puberty was late. But, I was a homosexual. You know, a homosexual, you know, like queer, with all those bells ringing and banners snapping in the wind, you know. And for those 11 days, I met twice a day with that fat superintendent's son, you know. Oh, a Greek boy, you know, whose birthday was the same as mine, except he was a year older. But I think I was in love with him. Or maybe just with sex, but but that was the jazz of a really special hotel, wasn't it? And now, you know what? Now I love the pretty little ladies, though. Oh, I really love them, no? But just for an hour. Peter.
Yes.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. मुझे ये सब बहुत सामान्य लगता है.
सामान्य लग... You are telling me to get married and have parents?
Hey, भूल ले तो को. और चाहे तो अकेले चलो. मैंने ये बात शुरू भी नहीं की.
Hey, what happened? Oh, are you leaving?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Peter.
No.
Are you angry?
No.
I think you're angry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not angry. Hey, no.
What? Huh?
I'm not angry.
Okay, good. Hey, you see, this is very interesting. You asked me about that empty picture frames, you know. Very interesting. I thought you would have asked me about that pack of pornographic playing cards.
मैंने बहुत देखे हैं ऐसे playing cards.
Oh yes, you must have seen them when you were a kid, and your pals passed it around, or maybe you had a pack of your own also.
बहुतों के पास रहता है.
Yes, and you threw it away before you got married.
नहीं, मुझे इनकी जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, please मुझे.
नहीं, no.
देखो मैं तुमसे इस विषय में बात नहीं करूँगा.
So don't. I mean, I wasn't trying to plumb into your those adolescent sexual times or your hard times. You see, what I was trying to get at is the value difference between pornographic playing cards when you're a kid and pornographic playing cards when you're an adult, you know. See, what happens is, when you're a kid, the pornographic playing cards acts as a substitute for the real experience. And when you're an adult, the real experience acts as a substitute for the fantasy. But I imagine you would rather want to know more about the zoo.
Yes, yes.
Huh?
So, तुम अगर बताना चाहो तो
Okay, I will tell you about the zoo. I will tell you about the zoo. Let me tell you some other things. You remember this four-storied house I told you where I live? I think the floors are better the rooms are better as they go down floor by floor. I don't know anybody in the third floor, the second. No. I know this woman in the third floor, front room. I know her because I always hear her crying, you know. Whenever I go down, whenever I come up, whenever I pass her door, I hear her crying. You know, muffled. But very determined, you know. Very determined indeed, you know. No, that is not what I wanted to tell you. Oh, yes! What I wanted to tell you is about this landlady of my rooming house. Well, you see, I can't really use harsh words in dispatching people, but I'm telling you, this landlady, she's this fat, ugly, mean, stupid, unwashed, misanthropic, drunken bag of garbage! You see, I seldom use profanity, otherwise I could have described her better to you.
नहीं आपने काफी अच्छा describe किया
Yes, thank you. But I'm telling you, this landlady, she has a dog, and she and her dog, they are the gatekeepers of my dwelling. I'm saying, and I'm telling you, she leans around in the entrance hall, you know, spying to see if I don't bring any people up to my room, you know. And when she has had her mid-afternoon pint of lemon-flavored gin, you know, and then you know what she does? She holds me by the arm or by the coat, and then she's like, Mamone. She pushes me into a corner with her body, you know, so that she can talk to me. And I'm telling you, her breath, the smell of her body, and somewhere in the back of her head, you know, that brain, you know, that organ of hers, which is developed just enough to let her eat, drink, and emit, you know, somewhere in the back of her head is that foul parody of sexual desire. And Peter, I am the object of her sweaty lust, you know.
That's disgusting.
Oh yes, that is disgusting. That is really disgusting. But I'm telling you, I have found a way to keep her off. You know what? Whenever she pushes me into a corner with her body, and then she mumbles about her room, about how I should get there, you know what I do? I'm like, hey. But love, wasn't yesterday enough for you? Or the day before? And you know what happens? She puzzles. Slits her eyes, and then she sways a little. And it is at this moment, Peter, I think I am doing something good in that tormented house, you know. You know what happens? She unthinkable smile develops on her face. And then she giggles. And then she growls. Oh. And then she thinks about yesterday and the day before, you know. And then she believes and relieves what, yeah. Never happened. And then she motions to that black monster of a dog which she has. And she goes up to her room. And I am safe until the next day.
मुझे विश्वास ही नहीं होता कैसे लोग
Oh yes, you can find them only in reading, no? But I'm telling you, fact is better left to fiction. But that is not what I wanted to tell you. Oh yes, what I wanted to tell you is about this dog.
Yes, dog.
What, Peter? You're not thinking of going somewhere, are you, Peter?
No.
No, you know what? After telling you about the dog, you know what I'll tell you? I will tell you about the zoo.
हमारे पास तो बहुत सी
Yes. But you don't have to listen to everything. Okay? Go. I'm not holding you here. I
I know that.
What?
मुझे पता है.
Good. So now, I will tell you about the dog. The story of Jerry and the dog! It's about the dog. With an oversized head, tiny, tiny ears and eyes which are bloodshot and infected, and a body with the ribs showing through the skin. It's black. All black. Except red eyes, a red sore on its right forepaw, and an erection which is also pretty red. I mean, I think it's an old one, maybe a misused one also. And also, it has this yellow, grey, white color which appears when he bares his fangs like... which is the first thing he did when he saw me. And I started worrying about it. You see, the problem is, animals don't take to me, you know. Like Saint Francis, who had birds hanging all over his body, you know, all over his body. Like, I mean, animals are also very indifferent to me, like people. But this dog, this wasn't indifferent. You know what he did? The first day he saw me, he straight away went for me like, It was funny. I mean, it never attended me when I went down, only when I came up. It was funny, huh? I mean, the dog must have been happy if I just played outside. So one day when I bolted myself upstairs, like, you know what? I decided that I am going to kill it with kindness, you know. And if that doesn't work, I am just going to kill it. Oh, don't worry, Peter. I didn't do that. You know what I did? I went to this hamburger man the next day and I bought a whole bag of hamburgers, you know, with enough meat in it. I threw the paper rolls on the way, and when I reached the rooming house, the dog was there waiting for me. I stepped inside. I placed the bag of hamburgers almost 12 feet from where the dog was. You know what the dog did? It snarled. And then it started moving slowly, you know, slowly, and then a bit fast, till it came to the back of hamburgers, and then you know what? It looked up at me. I smiled tentatively. And then you know what happened? It ran for the bag of hamburgers like, ow, 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 as if it had eaten nothing before except garbage. Which I think is true. I mean, the landlady eats nothing except garbage. And when it had eaten the whole bag of hamburgers, it sat up. And then you know what it did? It smiled. I mean, I think it smiled because cats also smile, huh? And then you know what it did? It went over like... I was offended. I mean, I was sad, I was crazy, it was this whole bag of hamburgers, huh? Okay, I forgave it. I tried it again for 3-4 days, but it was the same thing. Snarl, sniff, move, and then a bit fast, and then look up, and then bam, and then sit up, and then again bam. So I decided I am going to just kill it. No, Peter, I didn't do that. You know what I did? I again went to this hamburger man, you know, and I went to this hamburger man and I was like, oh no, 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 no. Just one hamburger. With no rolls, just the meat. I thought the hamburger man would be like, hey, what do you want that for? I mean, do you want to eat it out of your hands? But he didn't say that. He was like, he packed the whole meat in a wax paper and when he gave it to me, he asked, is it for your pussycat? I was like, no. It is a part of a plan to poison a dog, I know. I didn't say that. I mean, it sounds so funny, huh? A dog, I know. So, I just simplified and I said a bit loud. Yeah, a bit formally also. Yes, it is for my pussycat. Meow. People started looking up. I mean, it always happens. Whenever I try to simplify things, people start looking up. Okay, as I went with this hamburger, yes, I had bought this murderous potion of rat poison, you know, so I netted the rat poison and the meat together. But this time, I'm telling you, this filled me with disgust, obvious, also sadness. I reached the rooming house. The dog was there waiting, malevolent, with an erection. The next day, the beast was deathly ill. I mean, I knew that because it didn't attend me and also the landlady had soured up. but that afternoon of that attempted murder, the landlady, she caught me at the entrance hall. She was like, you know what? I think Lord has fatally wounded my puppy dog and the puppy. Please pray for him. I was like, ma'am, I have myself to pray for. Okay, I also have this colored queen there to pray for. Okay, also this Puerto Rican family there to pray for. And also this person in the front room whom I've never seen to pray for. And also this woman who cries deliberately behind the closed door to pray for. And also everyone, everywhere around to pray for. And besides that, I don't know how to pray. I didn't say that. I said, yes, I will pray for your dog. She was like, no, you want the dog to be dead, you're a liar. No, I don't want the dog to be dead. And this is stupid. I didn't want the dog to be dead. Not because I had poisoned him, but I wanted to know how our relationship changed, you know? So, next day, the dog was back to its health. I don't know how I come. It must have been a descendant of some puppy from hell. Otherwise, I don't know how it must have consumed so much of rat poison and again back to health next day. So, I was returning from this movie, you know, evening, and reached the entrance hall and the dog was there, waiting for me. You know what? I was enticed. I was fascinated. I was heart-shatteringly anxious to meet my friend, you know. Yes, that's my friend. Who? I stepped in. I looked at the dog. The dog looked at me. We both looked at each other like stone statues, you know. And for that 20 seconds, you know, or maybe 2 hours, we just looked at each other. I looked more into the dog's eyes than the dog looked into mine. Because I think I can concentrate longer into the dog's eyes than a dog can concentrate into mine. Well, for that matter, somebody else's eyes also. And you know, this is what I wanted to happen. I love the dog. And I wanted the dog to love me. I had tried to love the dog, and I had tried to kill it also, but I failed miserably in both, huh? But now, I wanted the dog to... I don't know why I wanted that, but... I wanted the dog to... understand, you know? It's just that if you can't deal with people, you have to start somewhere else, huh? Like animals, huh? Huh? So, I mean, we all need to have a way to deal with something or the other, huh? Yeah, with a bed, huh? With a bed, yes, yes. With a also cockroach, huh? Pata, 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 cockroach, you know? With a mirror. No, not a mirror. That's one of the hardest. That's the last. Yes, with a carpet, with a roll of toilet paper. No, that is also mirror. I mean, checks bleeding, you know. So, oh yes, with a street corner. Yes. with colored light, which gets reflected on the oily wet street, with a wisp of smoke. Oh, and wisp of smoke. with loving, huh? With crying, huh? With vomiting, with fury, fury, because the pretty little ladies aren't the pretty little ladies, you know, and also selling your body to make money, which is an act of love. I can prove that. I can prove that. With God. How's that? Huh? With God, who is this colored queen who plucks his eyebrows, wears the kimono and, with God, who is this woman who cries deliberately behind a closed door, with God, whom I believe turned his back on this whole thing someday, with someday, with people. With people, with an idea, with a concept, and tell me, Peter, where better, wherever better in this humiliating excuse for a jail than in an entrance hall? Huh? And tell me, who better, who better to understand, to be understood, to communicate one simple, single-minded idea than with a with a dog, 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 huh? What a perfectly sensible idea, huh? With a dog, because man is dog's best friend, huh? With a dog, hey. The dog turned back and went away. The dog returned to its garbage, and I to my lone, solitary passage. I had gained my lone, solitary passage, if that could be called a game. It was what is game? It lost. It was a compromise, you know, sort of a bargain. I mean, we don't try to love each other. We don't try to hurt each other. We don't try to communicate. Hey, compromise. Okay, hey, compromise. I learned one thing. You know what? Kindness and cruelty, they don't have an existence by themselves. You know, no. Only when both are together, combined at the same time, you know, that is when there is a teaching emotion. You know. Was my feeding the dog an act of love? And wasn't the dog slamming into me not an act of love? And if that is so, then why the have we invented this word called love? Underneath the bridge, choppers prong a leaf, and the animals I have trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off my grass and the drippings from its fillings. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. The story of Jerry and the dog. The end. So Peter, how was the story? Hey, suppose I send the story to Reader's Digest, you know, or like the most unusual characters I've ever met in my life. I think I can earn some money, huh? No, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा। लेकिन तुमने ये सब मुझे क्यों बताया? मुझे क्यों बताया ये सब? What? Why not? No. Is it a lie? No, never. तुमने मुझे क्यों बताया ये सब? Okay, Peter. I mean, I'll explain everything to you slowly again. You see, this is my rooming house. I come to this, and this is dog here, you know. So I try to. No. नहीं सुनना मुझे तुम्हारे ये गाने। तुम्हारे मालकिन के उसके कुत्ते के। हाँ, I thought it was. Oh. It is her dog. I thought it was mine. Oh. So, now I understand why you don't understand me. Because I don't live in your block. Huh? I don't have a wife. I don't have 2 daughters. I don't have 2 cats. I don't have 2 parents, you know. Oh, do I have nothing? What am I? I'm just a permanent transient, you know. Living in the worst rooms, in the worst rooming houses in a city which is called the best city in the world. Amen. I'm sorry. What? Oh, forget it. You don't quite know what to make out of me, huh? तुम्हारे जैसे बहुत लोग मिलते हैं publishing में. You're a very richly comic person, huh? Peter, you make me laugh. Peter, am I trying to confuse you, huh? No. Then what?
Actually, आज मैंने यहाँ किसी गाने की उम्मीद नहीं की।
Okay, I know that you say quickly to come here and focus.
No, मैंने किसी के गाने की उम्मीद नहीं की।
Oh, I quite imagine that. But you know what? I am here. I'm not leaving.
लेकिन मुझे जाना होगा।
वहाँ
तोते खाना बना रहे होंगे, बिल्लियाँ हमें सजा रही हैं।
Oh, no. I don't know, Peter. Hey, don't go, Peter. Hey, come on, stay for some time. I mean, what's wrong?
No, it's okay. No.
Hey, come on. Hey, come on, son.
No.
He smiles.